Vande Mataram students, today I will be going to start lesson number 8, Owls in the Family by Ruskin Bond. This is full paragraph wise explanation, right? Warm up. Here are some statements about owls. Some of them are true while others are false. Tick the statement that are true. Answers are given at the end of the unit. Owls are active at night, nocturnal. That means uh, owls are very active at night. They don't sleep at night. So, true. A group of owl is called a parliament. A collective noun of owl is called a parliament. Most owl eats only plant. False. Owls have a powerful talons, that is their claws. They use this to kill their prey. Owls have large eyes and flat face. How do they look? They have a very large eyes and a flat face. Owls can turn their heads up as much as 270 degrees. True. Owls make a lot of sound when they fly. False. The color of their feathers helps owls to blend into their environment. Camouflage means here can you see the owl and the wing, the feathers, this color and the environment, it's the same, right? So it is called camouflage. Owls are blind. False. One winter morning, grandfather and I found a baby owlet in the veranda. Now who is this I? I is a Ruskin Bond. So what happened? When they in one winter morning they found the grandfather, this is the grandfather and a child. What did they found? They found an owlet by the veranda is this place, step of a house in the Dehradun in North India. Now Dehradun is a place in India, and where it is in northern part of India. When grandfather picked it up, the owlet hissed and clacked its bills. But then, after a meal of raw meat and water, settled down under my bed. Now what happened? When the grandfather picked up the owlet, they were making some noise. Now it is very obvious, when you pick any animal, they will not be quiet. No, they will start moving and they will make some noise. But when the grandfather gave him a raw meat, that means obviously they will not eat cooked meal, right? So when the grandfather gave him the raw meat and water, then they settled down under the bed. Who is this? Who settled down under the bed? The owlets. The owlets were quiet. Spotted owlets were a small birds, but they have none of the sinister appears of a larger owl. Now, what is the meaning of owlet? Spotted owlets are small birds. Now, they are no more a very small, but they are baby owls. And they have none of the sinister. Now, what is the meaning of sinister? Making you feel something or bad or evil might happen. That means something wrong is going to happen. It is a saying that when you see a owl, something wrong can happen to you. So, but they do not believe any of those stories. Appearance on the large owl. The owlet is not normally afraid of humans. Now, the owlet is not afraid of humans. As we all know, the babies are not afraid of anything, nor it is strictly a night bird. Now what happened? Now they are very small birds, so they are not strictly a night bird. They they can sleep at night and they may sleep during daytime also. But it prefers to stay at home during the day. But what happened to these owlets? They prefer to stay at home. Okay, so during the daytime they don't feel like going outside, as it's sometimes attacked by the other birds who consider all owls their enemies. Now some animals can attack the baby owls because they think the owls are our enemies. So the enemies of owlets, it might happen that they attack these little owlets. The little owlets were quite happy under my bed. Now what happened to the little owlet? The little owlet was quite happy. Who is this? This little boy. So where they were sitting quietly under the bed of this little boy. The following day we found a second baby owlet in almost the same spot of the veranda. Now what happened? The first day they found, here I showed you. The second day also they found the same place. So they were quite amazed. Why it is happening that in the same place we got the second owlet? Only then we realized. Now, after that, what did they realize? They realized that they were a rainwater pipe. Now, what is a rainwater pipe? This is a pipe which is connected from the terrace to the, which is connected to the terrace, emerged through the roof. Now, from it is coming out of the roof. There was a rough sort of nest. Now he realized, yes, on the terrace near the rainwater pipe, there was a nest which was built, which the bird had fallen. Now what happened? Some birds had fallen in. We took the second out to join the first and fed them both. Now what did they do? They took the second out and fed them. Means they gave them something to eat, and they were both kept together. When I went to bed, they were on the window ledge. Now, when I went to bed, now what happened? When he went inside to sleep, he saw that both the owlets were on the window ledge. Window ledge is a place where you keep, there's a small place near the window, just inside the mosquito netting. And later in the night, their mothers found them there. Now, just inside. Now they were near the window but inside the mosquito net. They were not outside the mosquito net. In the night, their mother found them. Now their mother was also worried, no? So their mother found them. From outside, she crooned and grumbled for a long time. Now what happened? She was making some noise. So at least they can make out that, oh, the mother is still here near to both the owlets. I found that she had left a mouse with its tail tucked through the netting. Now what happened? I found. Now who is this? Who found? I. That means a small boy found that she had. Who is the she? The mother owl had left a mouse. Now what did she do? She has left a mouse tail. Now she has left a mouse and her tail was tucked through the netting. Why she has done this? Obviously she was not great trust on me as a foster parents. Now what happened? She's obviously these two people, there's a grandfather and the child, has given the owl something to eat, but the mother, no, so mother was not very much sure that they will eat or not, so she also brought some food for her. And what is the meaning of foster parents? Foster parents means who takes care of a child in the absence of mother. Okay, in absence of mother or father. But they are not the legal parents. Okay. So the writer thought that the writer, the narrator, the Ruskin Bond, or this child, whoever you can call it. So he was thinking that the mother owl is not trusting anymore to this little child. The young bird thrived and trained. And 10 days later, now what happened? What is the meaning of thrive? Thrive means grew well. Now after 10 days, obviously the owls have become a proper owlet has become grown. Now they have fully grown. Grandfather and I took them into the garden to release them. Now what did they do? They both of them, can you see they are taking them outside the house in the garden. Why? Because to release them. I had placed one on a branch of the mango tree. Now can you see he has placed one on the branch of a mango tree and she is stooping to pick up the other when I received a heavy blow. Now what happened when he was about to bend to pick up the second owlet? What happened? He got a stooping means to bend. He received a blow on the back of his head. Now in his head, this is the back of his head, and can you see the owl is giving a soft blow. A second and 2 days later, the mother owl swooped down. Now what happened? A mother owl swooped down. What is the meaning of swooped down? Moved very quickly and easily through air, and especially down from height in order to attack. Now, can you see this? She is trying to attack a baby and this child and a grandfather. Why this mother owl is attacking these two? Because she thought that both the owlets are unsafe. So this is their way. This way the birds attack the human beings. Okay, and at grandfather, but he eagled enough to duck out the way. Now what happened? Able to move body quickly. Now the grandfather. Now it was a grandfather's turn that she was going to attack. But the grandfather was very quick enough to move his body enough to duck out the way. Quickly, I placed the second owl under the mango tree. Now, what did the small boy do? He also placed the second owl under the mango tree. Then, from the safe distance, we watched the mother. We watched the mother fly down and lead her offsprings into a long grass at the edge of the garden. Now, then what happened? That means a grandfather and a child, watched the mother fly down and lead her offspring. Then she hold one by one. The offspring means the child, and put them into a long grass at the edge of the garden. What is the meaning of edge of the garden? Now, what is the edge of this book? This. So, edge of the garden is the borders of the garden. We thought that she would take her family away from our. Rather, she would take 1 minute, our family away from a rather the strange household. But the next morning, I found the two young owlets perched onto a hat stand in the veranda. Now, what happened? Now, obviously, now she started attacking the grandfather and the child. So, what she thought that now that the mother will take away both the owlets away from their family. But what strange thing happened? I means who is this? The child found that two young owlets perched. Perched means rested. What they were doing? The two owlets were resting on the hat stand in the veranda. Now in the veranda they have a hat stand. So in that veranda, who was resting? The two owlets. I ran to tell grandfather. Now who ran? The child ran to tell his grandfather that when we came back, we found that the mother sitting on a bird bath a few meters away. Then when we came back, now there's the grandfather and a child. When they came back, they saw that the grandmother, this mother is not is sitting on the bird bath. Now bird bath, I told you what it is. Bird bath is a place where the birds take bath a few meters away. So she was evidently feeling sorry. Now this was a proof that she was feeling for his behavior. For her behavior the previous days, the day before yesterday, because she greeted us with a soft woo. Now what is the meaning of she greeted us with a soft woo? Because she started attacking both the person, that means a grandfather and a child. So this was a proof that now she is feeling sorry for her behavior. Now there is an unselfish mother for you, said grandfather. Now what did the grandfather say? Oh, now this mother is a unselfish mother. It's obviously she wants to keep an eye on them. So why she's sitting on the few meters away? Because she wants to just keep an eye on both the owls. They are probably getting too big for her to manage. Now, what happened? Now, the birds, what they do when they are grown up, they can live their own life. Now, she wants that both the owls have become grown up. Both the owls have grown up, so they can take care of themselves, and not just getting too big for her to manage. So the owlet became the regular member of the household and were among the few pets that the grandmother took a liking to. Now what happened? They were having, now these owlets started visiting this house regularly, and they became a regular member of this house. The grandmother started liking too. Now grandmother also started liking this owlet. She objected to all the snakes, most monkeys, some crows. We had all these pets from time to time. Now, before also they were having some pet like snake, monkeys, crows. But she was against all these pets. But she took quite a fancy to the owlets and frequently fed them with spaghetti. Now what happened? She was having a quite fancy. That means she started liking this owlet, and frequently she used to give them spaghettis to eat. They seems to like the spaghetti. Now who is they? They means Owls, they means both the owlets seems to like the spaghetti. In fact, the owls become so attached to the grandmother that they begin to display the affection towards anyone in a petticoat. Now they started liking the grandmother so much that they started liking everyone who is wearing a petticoat, including my aunt. My aunt is a child's aunt, Aunt Mabel, who was terrified of them. Now, who was very much afraid of them, scared of them. Them is owlets. Eh, Aunt Belle would run screaming from room every time one of the little birds slide up to her in a friendly manner. Now, even when the owlets were in a very friendly mood and they wanted to sit or they wanted to slide her, the aunt used to go to some other room because she's very scared, forgetful of the fact that the grandfather and I read them. Now, what is the meaning of read? Look after. Now, for the what is the fact? The fact is that grandfather and a child has taken care of that owlets, but he's thinking that the owls has forgotten that. Would sometimes swell their feathers and peek at anyone in the trousers. Now, whenever these owlets used to see anyone wearing a trousers, they used to swell their feathers and peek. Now, what is the meaning of swelling their feathers and peak? That means it is they used to just swell their feathers to just show that they are very angry to avoid displeasing them. Now, just to make them happy, avoid displeasing them means to make them happy. Grandfather would often slip into a grandmother's petticoat. Now, what the grandfather used to do? Grandfather used to wear a petticoat at feeding time. At a feeding time, I compromised by wearing an apron. So, what is the meaning of compromise? I settled for a less what was being liked. So, the child was not ready to wear a petticoat, so he compromised on wearing an apron. And it appears to satisfy them. And who is the meaning of satisfy them? The owlets were very much satisfied. In response to the grandmother's voice, the owlets would make a sound as gentle as soothing as purring of cat. Now, whenever the owlets used to listen to the grandmother's voice, they used to make a soft noise. But when a wild animals were around, they would split the night, rend the night with a blood-curdling shriek. Now, what happened when these owlet used to listen a wild owl, they used to split the night. That means the night is being splitted with the very sharp noise of this owlets. So because they were very much afraid. They are not afraid, but they don't like anyone. And what is the meaning of blood curdling? That which cause fear. Now there was a fear, so they used to make a shriek sound. That means to make a short, loud noise. They love to sit and splash in shallow dish provided by grandmother. Now what they used to do? They used to sit and splash water provided by grandmother. They enjoy it even if the cold water poured over them from a jug. Now they even enjoy if anyone pours a cold water from the jug on them before they were in bath, when they were in a bath or while they were in a bath. They would get thoroughly wet. Now obviously when they are in a water, they will get wet and preached out of on a towel rack. Now they used to come out of a towel rack, they used to sit on a towel rack themselves, then return on the second splash for a second splash and sometime for third. Now it is just a play for them. They'll become wet, then they'll go on a towel, they'll dry, then again they'll become wet. So it was just a play for them. During the day, they dozed on the hat stand. Now what happened during the day? Dozed means they used to take a nap. They used to sleep or take a short nap on the hat stand. After the dark, they had freedom of the house. Now, obviously, they are the night animals, so they can roam anywhere in the house, and their nightly occupation was catching beetles. Now, what they used to do during this night time? They used to catch beetles, and the kitchen counters being a happy hunting ground. Now, obviously, where you will get all these insects, beetles in the kitchen, and they were a hunting ground. So kitchen were a hunting ground for both these owls. They were with their sharp eyes and a powerful beaks, they were excellent pest destroyer. Now what happened? They were having a very sharp eyes and a powerful beak, and they were excellent pest destroyer. That means they used to eat all the insects in the house. Looking back on those childhood days, now the child has grown up. Now, when he looks back to his childhood days, I carry in my mind a picture of grandmother. Now, whenever he thinks about his childhood days, he carries a picture. The first picture which comes in his mind is a grandmother in her rocking chair. Now, the grandmother is sitting on a rocking chair, a content owlet sprawling on her apron lap. Now, what? She's sitting on a lap on a rocking chair. The owlets are happy and they are sprawling. Sprawling means stretching out. That though they are just stretching out in the apron that the grandmother is wearing her apron and lap. The apron is there on the lap. And once on entering, and one more is there, and once on entering her room, while she was while she was taking an afternoon nap, I saw that one of the owlets had crawled up to her pillow. That someone has crawled to her pillow, one owlet. And under her ear, both grandmother and the little owl were snoring. What happened? Both were snoring because they were enjoying their sleep. Thank you.